Hello, Jacki St here at the Equine Affaire with Mr. Steve Edwards. Very excited to talk to you. I've never learned about mule or donkey training. Do you do both, mule and donkey? Or?
Mule and donkeys, yes.
Okay.
Donkeys have become very popular.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the difference.
Well, the difference is, the main difference is the donkey can reproduce where the mule cannot.
Right.
The donkey has it's the chromosomes it's not missing the one chromosome where the mule is. But that's the main difference. But in order to create a mule, you have to have, of course, the donkey and the horse.
Right. Do you find one's harder to work with than the other, or are they both even, or?
No, they're pretty much even. Once you kind of learn to be where they are on their levels and this sort of thing, it works pretty good. Disposition is the most important.
Mm-hmm. So what do you look for in a good mule or donkey versus a horse, or is it the same type of characteristic in a horse?
Well, characteristic, it all comes down to this for me, is disposition. I don't care about color, conformation, this sort of thing. You get a willing disposition and things work really good.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been close to 40 years now.
Did you start with horses first? Have you always done mules and donkeys?
No, I started out with horses first.
Yeah.
And then got into the mules, and then it got to be more and more popular, and I went to the World Championships, competed there, and people started calling me saying, hey, I've got this problem. And of course I dealt with all these really bad mules back then, but now we're breeding really great.
They're much better?
Oh, phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Tell me a little bit about the differences, because I really don't know about, are mules and donkeys really more stubborn, or is it just a different approach?
Well, it's more of a consistent approach. I've never seen a stubborn mule or donkey.
Okay.
I know people use that term all the time. But I'll give you a little story. A lady come to me, I always say to my clients, what can I do to help you? She says, this mule is stubborn just like my husband. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, well tell me about it. She says, well, I'll get on and I'll ride 100 yards over here, the mule will turn around and come right back. Sure enough, everybody's watching. She gets on the mule, turns around and comes right back. She said, see that? Stubborn just like my husband. And I said, well, give me that mule a minute. So I took her bridle off, put my bridle on, adjusted the stirrups. I climbed on, and I rode off. I rode over there, up a hill, anywhere I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And she's, oh, you trained my mule. He's doing so good. Oh, look at my mule, I come back, and I pull my bridle off, adjust her stirrups back up. She gets on the mule. He goes out about 100 yards, turns around, and comes right back. She said, see that? Stubborn just like my husband. And I said, no, ma'am, what we have here is the failure to communicate.
Right.
Where I was using my voice, my hands, my legs, and my seat, and a better bridle, that was able to get the job done. Mm-hmm. So I break a lot of the myths of that people have. They say that mules are safe, and they are safe, but they are still an equine.
Yes.
Flight and fright still kicks in.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is when people say their horses are so much better than the mules, and I say, well, it's two challenges. Number one, I'll take 5 gallons of grain, put it in front of your horse. 5 gallons of grain, put it in front of that mule. That mule will eat a little bit, go get something to drink, sit and wait a little bit, and come back and eat some more.
Nice.
The horse will put his nose in there and won't come back until it's gone. All of it. And they found her out. The last thing is the Grand Canyon. What do they use there? Nothing but mules. They do that because of the consistency of the mule. But it all comes right back down to good breeding, which we're breeding now.
Yep.
And we have to remember that conformation is really important. But we don't use the same bits, same saddles, and this sort of thing as well. That's really important.
What's a little bit of a difference on a bit?
Well, for instance, I used, if you saw my demonstration yesterday,
I missed it.
I use a double twisted wire snaffle bit. Give me 2 fingers. This right here is like the tongue of the mule, right? When people see this bit, they go, oh, that looks horrible. Doesn't it look horrible?
It's all on how you use it.
That's right. Now, here it is a single snaffle bit. Push on it.
Okay.
You feel that pressure?
Yeah.
All right. Now push against that.
Less pressure.
Yes, pressure.
Yeah.
Now, with this bit, I'm able to communicate very lightly. If you watched my demonstration yesterday, before the lady was pulling to make the mule go, then now all she has to do is turn her wrist. Before, when the mule took off running, she would try to pull it with one hand. Now all she had to do is pick it up right, left, mule stop instantly.
Okay.
So I go from my mule rider's martingale. Everything I've got, I've designed because of what I've learned from the mules.
Okay.
My saddles, the bits, everything are designed from what I learned. When I go for my training device, I go into my finish bit, and it's a correctional mouthpiece.
Okay.
And there again, I develop palate communication.
Okay.
And bar communication, of course, chin. And I'm able to give the mule a lot of freedom.
Right. It's not a straight mouthpiece.
It's not a straight mouthpiece, but it communicates to several parts of the mouth. You know, what we have to remember when we're dealing with a mule, we're dealing with a mule, a donkey, and a horse. There are times that the donkey side comes out, and that's the side that says, I'm not so sure about that. Show it to me in smaller pieces.
Okay.
Well, then you show it to them in smaller pieces, take a little time with them, boom, they get it, and then they go. Then you got the horse side that goes, oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, you know. And the donkey goes, what? No, I don't understand.
Not fazed by it.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, we look at donkeys, we see them in the mountains and this sort of thing. They'll pack that whatever you want, you know, and go with ease. You know?
Yeah, they seem like very easygoing once you get them where you want them. They just seem like they'll do their job every day, in and out.
That's exactly. The big problem that we have with mules is most folks want to rush them through. So you can push a horse through, you know, and a horse will just, well, okay, you know, and do it. The mule and donkey says, my self-preservation is kicking in here. It's one of the reasons they're so good at the Grand Canyon. My self-preservation is going here, and I really want to make sure it's going to be safe before I go there. Okay. Well, now, if he's thinking he wants to be safe, how safe am I? Where the horse will try to push himself up the hill, you know, how they try to do, and they'll leap. Old mule, he'll pick his way through and move his hands around, and up he'll go. You know,
nice.
Pretty awesome.
So, I know with horses you can do some type of, you know, some people call it submissive type training, where like hobbles or tying a leg up, something like that, just to know, maybe have a breakthrough, or to teach a horse to hobble, you know, for crazy circumstances like getting stuck in the fence. Is that the same? Does that apply with mules and donkeys, or would they react differently?
They don't. Here's the problem with, you know, with people using mules and donkeys and things like this, or hobbles and jacking a foot. It's all good stuff to do. I ranch for a living. My cows, we run cows on 55,000 acres. So hobbling.
You do it with mules?
And we use nothing but mules.
Nice.
That's all
exciting.
We do. You know. So we hobble the two front legs when we want to get off and fix the fence, because there's nothing to tie to in Arizona. You know, cactus and stuff. We'll jack up a back foot. If he decides he wants to kick at me or be a problem, sure, I'll jack up a back foot. Okay. But I do it in small stages. Everything I do with training mules and donkeys is in small segments, and then the next day, the mule and donkey says, hey, I remember that. I add more segment to it. And then pretty soon, in 30 days, I can actually get more done with a mule and donkey than I can a horse.
That's very exciting. Okay, so just to end this a little bit, because I would love to chat with you all day, but people are going to get bored sitting at their computer screens watching. Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do on the weekends when you're not doing, or maybe it is horse stuff, but maybe when you're not training, what would you like to do?
My weekends are 7 days a week. I don't really have a Saturday, Sunday like a lot of people do, you know. My wife and I travel all over the United States. We've got 6 invitations to go all over the world right now. But we have a trailer and a truck, and we travel from state to state doing these clinics. Our favorite thing is we see a movie, we pull in the parking lot, we watch the movie.
So it's like you're working and you're on the road traveling at the same time.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Somebody pays me to have a vacation. Yeah.
Hey there, we are the 3 fillies of Horse-A-Day.
Chris, Tina, and Jackie.
We would love for you to check out some more of our videos and interviews at horseadayblog.com.